Buddhist temple, Sakya Metta Buddhist Vihara, you are performing the annual Katina ceremony, which is one of the great meritorious activities according to Buddhist tradition. Especially in this day, we perform this meritorious act reflecting on the qualities of the Mahasangha. This is the Sangha Day. Sangha Day means we contemplate on the qualities of the Mahasangha. In this world, we have received very beautiful and very valuable gems in this world. What are the most valuable gems of Buddhist? The triple gem, the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. These are the most valuable gems that we receive. Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Among them, the Sangha is very valuable because we listening to Dhamma because of Mahasangha. We recognize who the Buddha is listening to Dhamma. Therefore, Buddha emphasized the importance of contemplating on the qualities of the Sangha. When we come to the Sangha, we listen to Dhamma through them and we understand, we recognize who the Buddha is. Especially when we are going to offer a cardinal robe to Mahasangha, we should have Upasambhada monks who have high ordination. And also they should complete the 3 months Vasu retreat. After that, we can offer a cardinal robe to the Mahasangha. When we offer a cardinal robe to Mahasangha, we should think their qualities and their dedication that they have done to the dispensation of the Buddha Sasana. When we offer something to Mahasangha, in one side, we reflect on their qualities, their virtues. On the other side, we contemplate on their great service. Because of their dedication, their service, we have received this valuable truth, the sublime truth, the message that Buddha has explained. And also especially, when we practice the Buddha's message, day by day, we develop our qualities. When we come to this temple, by year to year, we can see a progress of your temple. Not only material things, but we can see the progress of monks who are here. And also we can success in your life. Our success depends on not only earning money or wealth, but our inner qualities. According to Buddha's message, our real success depends on our happiness. Our happiness depends on how far we have purified our mind from negative thoughts, lobha, dosa and moha. Lobha means greed, dosa means hatred, moha means delusion. One day, a householder, Anathapindika, came to the Buddha. At that moment, Buddha explained, there are 4 things that people like in this world. Everyone likes 4 things in this world. What they are, the very first thing is wealth, being rich. The second one is fame or glory, yasa, kirti. The third one is longevity, dirghayushta. Fifth one is sagga or sugati, or having a blissful life hereafter. Everyone likes these 4 things: wealth, glory, longevity, and having a good life hereafter, blissful life. According to Buddha's message, we should not only be rich, but we should earn money righteously, hard. That is very important. Dhammikehi dhammaladdehi. we should earn money righteously. That is very rare in this world. And also that is itta, kanta, manapa, dullabha. Itta means it is poor. Kanta means dear. Manapa means delightful. And dullabha, gained rarely in this world. The very first one is which is very rare and delightful, that earning money righteously. The second one the people like in this world is that glory of fame. Glory means kirti, yasa. Not only we should earn glory, but we should share that glory with our relatives and our teachers. That is very important. Sometimes we can see there are some famous people in this world, but they are unable to share their glory with their parents, with their relatives, with their teachers. As Buddhists, when we receive glory of fame, we should have to share that glory with our relatives and teachers. That is rare in this world. The third one is longevity. Longevity means living for a long time. Sometimes we can see some people live for a long time, but they have no fame, they have no health. Therefore, Buddha emphasizes the importance of having longevity with glory and wealth. That is also very important. That is very rare, dear and delightful and rarely gained. Longevity. The fourth one is having a blissful life hereafter. Everyone likes to have a blissful life hereafter. That is also very important. Sometimes when people are very young age, they don't care next life. But day by day when they are going to old age, when they reach their death, they believe a next birth. But in young age, in our childhood, we don't care it. But day by day we are going to old age, we believe it. We have a next life. But emphasizes the importance of having a blissful life hereafter. Even though we are very rich, even though we live for a long time, even though we have a glory, after we die, if we go to a hell, everything that we earned is useless. In this situation, Buddha emphasizes the importance of these four things. What they are? Wealth, glory, longevity, and having a blissful life hereafter. These four things are wished for, dear, delightful, and gained rarely. Buddha explains, if someone needs to have these four things, in the primary level, we should practice some qualities. In the surface level, we can see wealth, glory, longevity, and a blissful life. But as the foundation, we should practice some qualities. There are four complements. What they are? The very first one is Saddha Sampada, the accomplishment of confidence in the Buddha. That is the very first thing. The second one is the Sila Sampada, virtue or moral conduct, discipline in our speech and behavior, especially practice in 5 precepts. That is very important to achieve these four qualities. The third one would explain Chaga Sampada, the accomplishment of generosity. If we are generous, actually that is a bliss in our life. We practice generosity as a blessing. When we are generous, day by day we can achieve these goals. The fourth one is Panya Sampada, the accomplishment of wisdom. What is the wisdom that Buddha explains? Wisdom means, wisdom can be divided into two. One of them is the understanding of the karmic law. What we do with intention, verbally, physically and mentally, we will have the same results. Mano pubbangama dhamma, mind is the forerunner. In this situation, if our mind is pure and calm, the activities that we do are good, fruitful. In this situation, if we have knowledge about the karmic law, it means we have completed the first level of wisdom. The second level of wisdom is that understanding the dependent origination, impermanence, arising and ceasing of our body and mind. This is the very important thing that Buddha explained. In the primary level wisdom, we can see other religions too. But when we come to the second level, the ultimate truth, with the understanding of the dependent origination, we can see only in Buddhism. What is the impermanence that Buddha has explained? Impermanence means our eye is impermanent, forms are impermanent, ear is impermanent, sounds are impermanent. It means when we experience something, that experience we receive at the moment. But usually we think when we experience something through our senses, that experience came from the past. Actually that experience arises at the moment. Every moment we create the world according to our present mental condition. For example, when you are look at me, sometimes you are happy. Just now, if I blame you, after that when you look at me, you are unhappy. But that intention, that the present thought didn't come to the present from the past. The present experience will not go to future from the present. Every moment we create the world. If we can understand this reality, as soon as we experience through our senses, we suddenly know that this experience arises at the moment. Then we have no attachment or detachment in this world. As soon as we experience something through our senses, the ordinary people look at outside. But we, the Buddha's disciples, when we experience something through our senses, we look at inside. What happens to my mind? Then we have no anger and greed because of this intention, because of this understanding. This is the highest level of wisdom, the accomplishment of wisdom. When we practice these four qualities, the accomplishment of Saddha or confidence in the Buddha, the accomplishment of virtue or moral conduct, Sila Sampada, the accomplishment of Tyaga Sampada, generosity, and the accomplishment of wisdom, Panya Sampada. These are the qualities that we should practice to achieve the real wealth, glory, longevity, and having a blissful life. If someone has succeeded in these four qualities, it means that person has these primary qualities. But these primary qualities are invisible. It is like the foundation of a house. We can see the walls, roofs, and other things of a house, but we are unable to see the foundation. If you want to succeed your wealth, longevity, fame, and have a blissful life, we should practice these four qualities in our life day to day. What they are? Saddha Sampada, confidence in the Triple Gem, Sila Sampada, virtue, and Tyaga Sampada, generosity, and Panya Sampada, wisdom. As the result of practicing these qualities, what happens to our life? Day by day, we purify our mind from negative thoughts. What are the negative thoughts that disturb our peace of mind? Greed, lobha, dosa, anger, and moha, ignorance. If we can overcome these negative thoughts from our mind from day to day, it means our happiness gradually increases. These three negative thoughts, lobha, dosa, moha, are the enemies who disturb our peace of mind. If we can overcome these negative thoughts from our mind, it means we develop our inner happiness day by day. By associating with monks, offering dana to Mahasangha, day by day we listening to Buddha's message and we trained our mind to purify our mind. This is the Buddha's message. Sachitta Paryodapanam, purifying one's mind. Especially, we can see three advice in Buddhism. Everyone can practice. They are 5 precepts, loving kindness and mindfulness. You know, in the current society, especially focus on our inner peace, stress management. For stress management, all psychiatrists have recommended to practice some qualities, especially loving kindness and mindfulness. We mostly suffer because of anger, which is one of the reasons that disturb our peace of mind. If we are able to overcome anger, be sure that we can overcome more than 50% stress from our mind. As the result of practicing loving kindness, thinking thus, may all beings be well, happy and peaceful, the highest intention is that Mata Yathaniyam Puttam. As soon as we look at someone, we suddenly think that person is like our only son or daughter. If we have this high intention, we have no anger, no lust, no fear with anyone in this world. That is why Buddha explains the importance of practicing loving kindness in the Metta Sutta. Yantan santam padang avisamicca, he who wishes to attain the peace of mind should have to practice loving kindness, thinking thus, sabbe sattha bhavantu sukhidatta. May all beings be well, happy and peaceful. Practicing loving kindness is one of the main techniques that Buddha has explained to practice in our life for our inner peace. The second one is mindfulness. Mindfulness means the awareness of our body and mind, or taking care of our mind. Why we should practice mindfulness? Mindfulness is the best friend in our life. The reason is that nobody can disturb our peace of mind without our permission. What is the permission that we give to others to disturb our peace of mind? Unmindfulness. Unmindfulness is that the weapon that we give others to fight to us. No one can disturb our peace of mind without our permission. Unmindfulness. When we are not mindful, anyone can disturb our peace of mind. When they change some forms, sounds, smells and tastes, we can be happy or we can be unhappy. But if you are mindful with the awareness of our body and mind, it means nobody or nothing can disturb our peace of mind. If someone can disturb our peace of mind, it means we have no mindfulness. It means we depend on outside. Buddha has explained the freedom, emancipation, liberation. What is the liberation? Liberation means not being dependent on outside. If we are not mindful, it means we depend on outside. Anyone know anything can disturb our peace of mind. If we are mindful, even though we are in the prison, we have liberation, freedom, emancipation, because we depend on inside. Our mindfulness, wisdom, we are taking care of our body and mind, reflecting on impermanence, arising and ceasing of our body and mind. When we reflect on impermanence of our body and mind, at the moment we depend on insight, our wisdom, Panya. This is the Buddha's advice. Especially, there are three advice Buddha has explained us: practicing loving kindness, mindfulness, and the 5 precepts, the foundation, the moral conduct. 5 precepts means abstaining from taking life, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from sexual misconduct, abstaining from lies, abstaining from intoxicating drinks and drugs. If someone can practice these 5 precepts, it means that person has no fear and anger from outside. And also that person also doesn't spread fear and anger to the society. This is very important. This is the background of our behavior, our success in our life. Having 5 precepts, practicing loving kindness, being mindful, then day by day we can develop our inner peace. It means day by day we reduce greed, anger and delusion. Finally we can live like a lotus flower which comes over from the mud in this society. When you take care of your monks, and also when you practice generosity, you listening to Buddha's message. By listening to Buddha's message, day by day you should develop your these inner qualities. As the result of practicing this path, day by day we can develop our inner peace, which is the main purpose of everyone. We do everything in the name of happiness. Even though we are very rich, well educated, if we are not happy, everything that we earned is useless. That is why day by day we should purify our mind from negative thoughts, greed, anger and delusion which disturb our peace of mind. Especially when you come to the temple, offering dana to Mahasangha, listening to Dhamma, we cleanse the path that we develop in our day-to-day life. We can see a progress of your temple day by day. But the real progress is not only the material progress, but the progress of your inner qualities. Your generosity, confidence, mindfulness and metta. These are the real success in our spiritual life. Then you can see a progress in your life because day by day you increase your inner peace, happiness, liberation, emancipation according to what the Buddha explained. In this very special day, offering cutting rope to Mahasangha, in one side we contemplate on the qualities of the Mahasangha, the virtue of the Mahasangha. When we offer something to Mahasangha, we contemplate the qualities of the Sariputta, Reverend Moggallana, Reverend Mahakassapa, like that. Not only that, we contemplate on their great service. They dedicated their entire life for the longevity of the dispensation of the Buddha Sasana. That is why we receive this sublime truth, the Buddha's message. This Buddha's message spreads the world day by day. Not only Buddhists who are born as Buddhists, but Many un-Buddhist people practice the Buddha's message in this current society. They practice virtue, they practice loving kindness, they practice mindfulness in the name of their happiness. In this situation, you also can be happy. You have received the most valuable gems in this world, the triple gem, and listening to Dhamma, offering these things to Mahasangha, listening to Dhamma, and day by day we should develop our inner qualities. By the power of these qualities, we can be rich, we can develop our fame, longevity. As the result of all the qualities, day by day we can increase our inner peace, happiness, and also finally, we don't know when we die, but wherever, whenever we die, we will have a blissful life as soon as we overcome, we remove these facilities that we receive. We have a blissful life hereafter in the human realm or heaven realm in this world. In this situation, in this very auspicious day, the offering Kathinadan to Mahasangha, you can be happy. Even though a lot of problems in this world, like COVID pandemic, you participate to very special meritorious act. This is a very remarkable meritorious act. Through many difficulties, you came to the temple and dedicated your things to the Kathina robe ceremony, and you listening to Buddha's message. By the power of all these meritorious days, may you be well, happy and peaceful. May your all righteous wishes meet with success. Finally, may all of us attain the final bliss of liberation, Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu,